Chainsaw Man episode 11. Okay, this is a pretty awesome episode. Still partially set up, but we do get some action. The first thing we get to see is Aki actually gets to make a deal with the Future Devil. It ends up reading his future, and it turns out that he's going to be dying a painful death. And because of that, he just wants to reside in his right eye, nothing else. We also get to learn in the same episode what this power does. It just lets him look slightly into the future. Pretty much a budget hockey. Also, we get to see that Denji and Power still haven't really made a lot of progress in their training, but it switched out from daily to weekly, so slightly better than before. On top of that, we finally get to know the name of the older gentleman in this episode as well, which is Kashib. And to continue, we get to the main majority of this episode, which is Special Division finally making their counterattack, which I just want to talk about. One of my favorite moments in this. We get to see Miss Makima go to the Yakuza all by herself to ask him about anybody that has made a contract with the Gun Devil, including their own men, and they're not cooperating. So she ends up giving them a bunch of eyeballs from their loved ones, which was pretty crazy. On top of all that, in between times, we get to see what is going on with Katana Devil and their men. They also show us they still have zombies from Grandpa back in the day, which is a crazy heirloom. Now, getting to the attack, we are actually greeted to some new members of the Special Division, well, at least new to us. This first one is one of my favorites, just so cool. The Shark Fiend can literally swim through anything, walls, or whatever. Next is the Violence Fiend, which doesn't really need too much explaining. It just likes to punch things and beat things up, very violent. On top of that, it wears like one of those old-timey gas masks. This one is a little bit weird. It's the Spider Devil, which looks like a human. It's just a lady that turns into a giant spider and stomps things whenever she gets angry. Lastly is the Angel Devil, which seems to be like one of the chillest ones out of them all. Even though you could say some of them are pretty chill, but this one is just a whole nother vibe, doesn't really care. And its only thing that is really its power is if you touch it, you lose part of your lifespan. Okay, with that little explanation list out of the way, we get to see some fighting. Aki is taking the lead during this raid, and he finally gets to the point where he encounters the girl, the same one that can summon the snake, and she opens the snake, and this is where the ghost devil and hole is there, and it hits him back to Himeno. So he is very inspired to fight this. So he uses new future power, he like starts hitting a bunch of the legs, until it finally grasps him. And right now, it seems to be choking him, and we gotta see what happens to him in the next episode. With all that, I rate this episode a 9.4. Definitely was pretty awesome, but to me, in a way, it kind of doesn't stand out one way or another, so it doesn't necessarily go up. That point one kind of stays where it was last episode. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on Chainsaw Man episode 11. Hope you guys stay safe. Until next time, peace out, guys.